Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 7 of What If Naruto Became a New God of Apokolips. Sit back, relax, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And if you're new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and destroy that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. I already posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto fused with Carnage and Venom over on Anime King 2. So go ahead, check that out and enjoy guys. And don't forget to comment down below and tell me if you're new so I can reply back to all of you. And turn on the bell notification because I do post a hell of a lot. So without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode begin now guys? So the last time we left off, the Justice League was discussing about Nathaniel, aka Naruto, aka the Kitsune, aka the son of Deathstroke, and a new god. They talk about it and it turns out that Dr. Fate knew Naruto, all of them looking at him skeptically because he had not said anything. However, it turns out that Naruto had saved this world with him from a dark spirit that would have taken over this dimension and enslaved all of them. And Naruto had helped him, therefore he would not do anything that involved betraying or attacking Naruto in the slightest. As he spoke to them, he voiced a question. All of them, majority of them possess godlike powers that would be seen as god to humans, especially Superman. And yet they know that Joker and Lex Luthor would go on to kill thousands. Did that not make them judge and executioner because they did not stop the thousands of people from dying? None of them could answer the question as Flash spoke up. Did he want them to kill? He did not say that though. He said that he just wanted them to understand that Naruto's views and morals were different from them. Superman, being the head of this all, said that he would allow them to monitor Naruto, but they have to speak to him and find out what exactly he's about. For now, the meeting was adjourned. However, Diana wished to see Naruto as well. Naruto was just like her, from a different place. Come here, and she was also, well, the daughter of a god as well. So she would like to get to know him. However, on doing that, Fate brought her back to his tower, as Naruto was there playing chess with Indra. That was Fate's wife. As Diana saw him, as Naruto figured that they already know, seeing that they dig this far already. However, he came to say goodbye because he was going somewhere and he wasn't sure. But Naruto was not sure that anything would happen to him. Even if Darkseid were to show, he had precautions, he had set precautions, and he was ready to face what the threat had. But Diana would not let him go alone despite just meeting him. She shared some kind of kinship with him. They were similar in many ways, as Naruto was surprised. But she said that she would be coming anyway. A strong woman indeed. She found his penthouse and arrived in. It reminded him of when he first met Supergirl. As Naruto decided to hire a Lobo to capture her as well and bring her to Big Barta, so she would have to come with him. Supergirl came by as she destroyed Naruto's window. It seems like she was perhaps jealous. Sometime later they were on the ship, as Diana found out that Naruto was also talking to Supergirl with one of his clones. She was shocked to hear that he had this kind of control despite being secure in the dampener. However, Naruto noticed that Diana's power was shortened because she could not even breathe in space, and the Olympic gods could breathe in space. He then noticed that it was bracelets. He could free it for her, but that would have to wait until they get to their location. And besides, she would need to learn how to control this power without getting herself killed. So with that said and done, back on Earth, Naruto informed Supergirl as he took over her body where to go after he dropped the link. She went there. She missed him, yes. And seeing him with Diana, she was heartbroken that he got over her so easily. However, Naruto spoke to her, as he made her know straight and forward that If she really wanted to, she would have done something and gone straight to her cousin already about him. He talked to her and laid out the facts on the table that left her in a state of disarray, as he made her see what the world was truly like, so she might think that he was some kind of evil, but real evil was out there that are doing evil things. She was left in a state of frazzlement as Naruto moved over towards her and apologized. He didn't mean to go that intense, he just had to make her know. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the playlist, check it out for yourself, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs of the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 4 of them guys, 4 channels which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. What am I saying? Let's jump right into this. Begin now guys. I'm sorry, said Naruto as he sat beside Kara and pulled her into his arms. As he held her tight, she tried to resist, however. She eventually leaned into his embrace, leaning into his comfort and accepting her feelings for the time being, as they stay like that for the next 15 minutes. So that's your plan? To destroy the government and replace them? That, no matter the reasons, it just sounds tyrannical and villainous. How many people will you kill to reach your goal? What happened to those that resist or outright defy your rule? How many corpses will lay at your feet? Kara asked in concern. I don't intend to kill anyone who hasn't attacked me first. I only kill in self-defense or the defense of others. And in terms of defense of others, only innocent others and loved ones. I would never kill for the sake of an evil man or woman. At least I think I would not anyway, Naruto said, sincerely. You do not think you would? Oh yeah, that's so reassuring, she said, as she rolled her eyes towards the new god. Instead of trying to vilify me, why don't you look at the real villains? Martian Manhunter tried to mind rape you, and would have had if I had not been there to stop him. Batman has been spying on you as well, and he continued to violate your best friend's right to privacy. Your government is kidnapping and experimenting on children, and is concocting plans to destroy the Justice League. Plans to destroy you personally. You need to take a long hard look at yourself and the people around you, because that is where the threats are, said Naruto. I want to go home, she said. I don't want to ever see you again. I mean it this time. I know my words might not carry much weight after I spy on you and Wonder Woman, but that was a moment of weakness, one I would not repeat. Besides, how can I believe a word that you say when you've either been cheating on me the entire time or just replaced me in 2 days? Kara said. I told you, nothing happened to Diana and I. She heard and watched a recording that Batman made from the conversation you had with Supergirl, and she just came to find out the truth from the source's mouth. I don't care for your excuses, she said, as she finally gathered her mental strength to detach herself from him. I don't want to hear it, okay? Coming here was a mistake. It's gonna take a while to get over you, but I know that now. I won't give up until I do, but my decision is final. I don't want to be with someone like you, she said, tears in her eyes. I know. You seem dead set in your ways. I am the same, unfortunately. However, at the very least, let me put a mind barrier on you to prevent people like Manhunter from reading your mind. That won't be necessary, she said. I'm going straight to Kal-El's place. After I'm done here, I'm going to tell him what Batman and Manhunter are up to. I'm sure that he will stop them once he finds out. He will be angry what he hear what they tried to do to me, she said. It's a good idea, I approve. But I will still feel much better. No! The answer is no, Nathaniel, she said, cutting him off. As Naruto realized, if he wanted to place a barrier on her, he was gonna have to do it by force in this moment. Something that he was not gonna do. But he wondered though, how long can she stay in denial? How long can she keep on lying to herself? Subjugating herself to this false reality. Is a blissful lie really that important to her, that she would sacrifice everything for it? She was the only one that could see the truth right in front of her. No one else could make her see the truth. She will have to come to terms with herself as he sent her back. Time skip. Unknown planet. In sector 667. So, You crash landed. Interesting, said Naruto as he was wearing his kitsune mask. Him and Diana were out of their restraint after what had just happened. Interesting? Are you an idiot? What's interesting about that? And the main man did not crash land. My ship was attacked. The glowing fragrance. Attack us. Lobo said angrily as he pointed towards the three individuals that floated above them. I don't know, said Naruto. They look more like fireflies to me, said Naruto with a thinking pose. Fairies, fireflies. It's all the same if you ask the main man. Lobo retorted. No one is asking you, unfortunately. And no, those are not fireflies or fairy. Those are members of the Green Lantern Corps. They are basically, well, the police officers of the universe. Given the company that we're keeping, mainly you, Lobo, it's not surprising that we were attacked by them. You probably have a large number of bounties on your head. Diana replied elegantly. As Lobo laughed, and you poor, fragging bastards have to help the main man escape justice if you ever want to know where Big Barta and Mr. Miracle is. Lobo retorted, causing the other two to remain quiet, before Naruto turned his gaze towards the core. Great police officers of the universe. I am Nathaniel Wilson, also known as Kitsune the Toad Sage. These are my colleagues, Diana of Themyscira, also known as Wonder Woman of Justice League, of the planet Earth, and Lobo the Bounty Hunter, also known as the main man. Naruto introduced them. We are on a mission of the utmost importance. We were just wondering why did you shut down our ship? Given the damage done to the ship, it kind of gave off the impression that you were trying to kill us. If we were not as special as we are, we would have surely died. So, what the hell, said Naruto. Not that you worms deserve the honor of me introducing myself to you, but I am Sinestro of the Green Lantern Honored Guard. These are my colleagues, Boudica and Ardakian Troll. The sole male member of the three, now identified as Sinestro, introduced himself. He has red skin and a sizable forehead. Based on his voice and demeanor, one could tell that he has a strong military background and was a very traditional man. The one on his right, Boudica, was a very beautiful and fit, sexy woman with silver hair and purple eyes. Her beauty is only matched by her sex appeal, and she's wearing the Green Lantern uniform as well, very fit to her taste. The other one, Ardakian Troll, on Sinestro's left, she looked like a crossbreed between a human species and an animal species. She has werewolf-like legs, a long tail and two wolf ears. Other than that though, her body looked more voluptuous than Boudica's body. As Naruto wondered how much fighting they had to do to complete missions because their looks alone could probably seduce the man. It's a pleasure to meet you all, Wonder Woman said to them, as a partner and comrade of two Green Lanterns on Earth. Their names are Hal Jordan and John Stewart. They are respectable and great heroes, as I suspect that you are as well, said Diana in an earnest tone. And we're supposed to care about this because, Sinestro said in a condescending tone. She means to say if you can contact either Hal Jordan or John Stewart, they can vouch for her honor and strength of character. Naruto retorted as he did not like the negative emotions radiating off Sinestro. We have no way to contact them from here, but even if we did, it would not matter. Nobody enter or leaves the Forgotten Zone. It's for your own good, and everyone else's, said Sinestro. The Guardians erect an indestructible barrier that seal and barricade the Forgotten Zone from the rest of the universe. So in essence, we just saved your life. You should be thanking us instead of defying us, Boudica said in a... It sounded British, but a bit off. Her tone was like that though. So you saved your life by trying to kill us, said Naruto, making Boudica flustered by his retort. We may have been a bit harsh in our approach, but if you know what horrors lie in Forgotten Zone, you would not judge our actions as harsh, Ardakian said with a strong feminine tone of voice. Enough of this charade. More than enough of our time has been wasted here. Head back where you came from or die. It really is that simple. We have the authority to use lethal force if necessary. Sinestro said angrily. It seems you don't understand. Nathaniel mother might. No, princess. Do not waste your time or energy. This man will not yield, nor can he be persuaded. The only way we're getting past them is by brute force, or teleportation if the main man was forthcoming with Mr. Miracle coordinate, said Naruto, as he directed that last part at his notorious kidnapper. The main man is not forthcoming with anything. You either let the main man take you there, or the main man kills you and take you there anyway, said Lobo. Okay, fine. I do have one question though. How did you get to the Forgotten Zone in the first place? Even if it wasn't these three in particular, there must have been another squad that would have stopped you from entering. What made you get caught this time, said Naruto. The main man was minding his own business when a portal went boom and take the main man to the Forgotten Zone, Lobo retorted. Of course, you were boomed there and back with a boom tube. It makes a perfect amount of sense now that I think about it, Naruto said, realization dawned on him. The fact that they didn't offer to boom him back, it meant that they never expect him to succeed in his mission. He was just a means to test me to see if I would be able to defeat him, and secondly to see if I would be able to track them down in the Forgotten Zone. So if they did not expect me to fail to Lobo in the first place, my plan to act out kidnap must already be a failure. Seems I might have underestimated Mr. Miracle after all, Naruto thought to himself. Fine then, I got dibs on face shield over there. Lobo, take Artichian and Wonder Woman will take on Boudica, Naruto ordered. Lethal force it is then, just like the forehead Bozo said then, said Lobo. What? No, these are Green Lantern Corps members. We cannot kill them, said Diana. If we do not kill them, they will have our name posted all over the universe as dangerous criminals. I can't imagine that would be good for your reputation, both as an individual superhero and a member of Justice League. Besides, they already tried to kill us, and they made it clear that they would again. If we go to Sector 666. Yeah, plus Cheese FM carries a sword and a shield. Your main weapon is a sword, but you're scared of getting blood on your hands, said Lobo. I am an Amazon warrior. No group of people know what it means to shed blood more than our great race. But it has not to be only for a just cause, but also the blood that is shed has to deserve a taste of our blade. I am not convinced that these noble protectors are deserving of death, Diana said. That sounds like a you problem. The main man has no problem about shedding the blood of any bastard that gets in the way of the main man, Lobo said, crossing his arms as he pointed his nose up, as Diana looked towards Naruto for support, who shook his head in dismay. Okay, maybe we can make a compromise. No killing of the green fireflies. Maybe brutal punishment and bringing to the brink of death is a compromise. And permissible, Naruto said. That's not what Wonder Woman was cut off, as Lobo laughed out loud. I like the way you think, you little bastard. Maiming and beating the crap out of some punks until near death it is then. Lobo said excitedly. Great, I'm glad we could. Naruto trail off as Sinestro came flying in at Mach 3.6 speed. Naruto was impressive that he reached that so quickly. Most people would have been split into mincemeat if Sinestro had come to them with that speed. However, Naruto was not most people. He was a meta-human god hybrid who was the strongest of his kind. That is why he was able to react to Sinestro. Don't look so surprised. Did you really think that your little firefly ring make you a god or something? Let me guess. No one has ever successful to guard against an attack before. At least no one that didn't have their little firefly ring as well. Naruto taunted. Big word from someone that just got pushed 3 miles away. Sinestro said as he tried to sweep Naruto's feet underneath him. However, Naruto jumped away as Sinestro looked towards him surprised. What? Oh, I see. You're surprised because I'm flying. Just how sheltered from the world are you anyway? Do you really think that only firefly ring people could fly? Naruto asked in a condescending tone. Oh, and for your information, I allow myself to get pushed 3 miles away, dumbass. I didn't want us to get in each other's way. I wanted you all to myself. You should feel honored, Commander. and the general of the Green Lantern Corps. Sinestro, said Naruto. Sinestro narrowed his gaze. I don't recall mentioning that I was the army commander of the Green Lantern Corps. You already know that. How? And why did you pretend that you did not know of me before? The stakes had just become higher. As the commander and the general of the Corps, Sinestro losing was a big thing. He could not lose. If he lost, the entire reputation of the Green Lantern Corps would take a massive hit, especially if word spread around the universe about his loss. It was the reason why he was so harsh and ruthless. Well, at least part of it anyway. His understanding was the entire universe need to fear not only his name but the name of the Green Lantern Corps. People need to be struck and paralyzed in fear by the mere mention of his name and the Corps. Otherwise, they will never be able to maintain and establish order in the universe. That applied to powerful beings like the one in front of him. From just the first blow, Sinestro knew that this was not going to be an easy battle. They needed to not only defeat and kill these people, but parade their victory to the rest of the universe, especially when it involves someone as notorious as Lobo. I keep tabs on the entire universe, well, at least the entire third world. I've also had some high-profile missions here and there, but nothing too flashy. A real ninja does not seek glory but lowers in the shadow. He's at his best when no one knows about his existence, Naruto said, causing Sinestro trepidation and suspicions to increase even further. Pretty bodacious words for someone who wishes to remain in the shadows, said Sinestro. Come on now, Sinestro. We both know that you will do everything in your power to hide the fact that you were defeated today. It wouldn't be good for yours or the Corps reputation if word was to get out, Naruto said, saying the exact same thing that Sinestro was thinking. You act like you already won this battle. That arrogance would lead to your downfall, and my victory, said Sinestro, as he charged in. He created a green cannon on his chest as he fired. However, instead of dodging, Naruto simply raised his hand and swat the attack away, like it was mere flies he was knocking away, surprising Sinestro at that. But that did not slow him down as he moved at Mach speed, sonic booms going off as he tried to physically assault Naruto. The battle seemed to drag on forever, with the both of them moving at hyper speed, punching. However, it was only 20 minutes. Initially, it seems like the two of them were perfectly matched, but as the battle dragged on, Sinestro started to get bruised and cut, while Naruto was not even harmed in the slightest. Not even one of Sinestro's attacks had break through. I see now. It appears that only the damage that you've taken is slowing you down, but not fatigue. As long as your ring has energy, you will not tire or run out of strength to fight. That's a most impressive weapon indeed, Naruto said in awe, looking at the ring. But it is slow to heal your injuries, although it seemed to clog your blood quickly to prevent extensive bleeding, and I've noticed the energy allow you to subconsciously create reinforcements for your body parts, like for instance your damaged right arm and your fractured shin. Truly a marvelous work of art is that Firefly ring, said Naruto. It sounded like he was being mocked. Sinestro was pissed off. You dare mock me, you insignificant ant. As Sinestro looked towards his ring before gathering a large amount of energy and fired. However, nothing happened. Sinestro then looked down as he noticed his ring was gone. He stepped back in absolute fright and shock. In 100 of a second, Naruto was able to take his ring off and return back to his spot without even Sinestro noticing. Impossible. As Naruto opened his palm to show Sinestro ring in his palm, Sinestro tried to call it back. However, a barrier erupted around it in Naruto's palm. The ring smashed into the barrier, but he could not break it. This is probably the most glaring flaw in your power. I suppose many of your opponents are so overmatched, they could not pry the ring off your finger even if they try. Even the strong ones are not fast enough or even skilled enough to take it off your finger. This is something that you should work on improving. Why am I not falling? Sinestro said, with a slight stutter, cursing himself for showing fear and weakness in front of his opponent. Oh yes, I was just holding you up so I can give you some advice. I'm done lecturing you now. Happy falling, said Naruto. As Sinestro fell from the heavens, boom, he slammed on the planet. Multiple cracked bones all over his body. Ouch. That's gonna hurt in the morning, said Naruto, as he released the barrier and dropped Sinestro ring. He had promised Diana that he would not kill him, so the ring was going back to him. 10 minutes later. It seems that the battle is over. This will be the point where you heal, Artikian, said Naruto. Artikian was a powerful warrior. He was sure that even Lobo see that, as she was still standing despite her leader being defeated, and her powerful superior Budokai as well, who was defeated by Wonder Woman, and there she was, still on her feet, determination in her eyes that she could take the three of them on now. As she had lost her legs in the battle, Lobo had removed them, but she used her rings to create energy construct, and she was still fighting. She also cut off Lobo's legs and arms, but he was busy regenerating them. Its legs were done. To have taken Lobo that far showed how strong she was, because not even Supergirl could have hurt Lobo that badly. Green Lanterns do not yield. We fight for truth and justice till the end, she said. A noble sentiment. However, please be honest now. What percentage of a chance do you believe that you can still have now that your two comrades have been taken out of commission? To be fair to her, she actually took the time to analyze the situation, and she had to say it was underwhelming that she would ever come out of this winning. Sure, Budokai had not been completely out of commission. Wonder Woman had restrained her with that lasso, but Wonder Woman did not take any real injury in that battle, and even if she did, they were long healed by now. Sinestro was completely out of commission, and she was burning a lot of green light to maintain her prosthetics and fight such a hard battle. The chances of winning may be non-existent, but I still have my will to fight, and my will is all I need, she said, as Naruto resisted the urge to clap his hands. He wanted to commend her for her strength and her will to not give up despite the odds being against her. I recognize that, Artikian, and I appreciate it in a fellow warrior. However, what if I tell you I could regenerate your legs and allow you to leave with Budokai and Sinestro alive? What would you say to that? Is your will to fight greater than the love you have for your comrades? Would you sacrifice your life for a mission that is already guaranteed to fail? Wait, what the? Heal? Regenerate? You can regenerate other people? Lobo asked, looking at Naruto. Ah yes, of course. You will be interested in this, being an expert on regeneration. An expert? The main man is the leading expert on regeneration, Lobo said. Not if you cannot regenerate others. Anyway, this offer will not stand for too long. In fact, it will expire in 3, 2, 1. As Naruto threw Sinestro down to the ground, before he created a Rasengan as he was about to drive it right into Sinestro's stomach until... Wait! She cried out. Just wait. Okay, I'll take your deal. Do not kill our leader. Please, she begged him. You better not go back on your word after I heal you. You and Budokai will take Sinestro and leave. Understood, said Naruto. Yes, we will. But if you could you please heal the general as well? She asked him. Negative. If I heal him too, he will not back down. The point is to get you out of the way so we can make our way. So you have to get someone else to heal him, said Naruto. Okay, I understand, she said, in a dejected tone. That's what I wanted to hear. Now, come here, said Naruto. 15 minutes later. Finally, they're gone, said Naruto, as he reversed summoned his mask the moment they were out of sight. As much as I hate to admit it, but good riddance, Diana said, as Naruto smiled warmly towards her as he looked her over to make sure she was physically and emotionally okay. She defeated the Green Lantern honored guard while sustaining minimum damage despite only having 60% of her power. She has incredible talent and skill. The Justice League is lucky to have her. In fact, I envy them, Naruto thought. Oh, what is it, said Diana, seeing him staring at her. Nothing. I was just appraising you, I guess. I take it by the goofy smile on your face. You like what you see, she said, in a cheeky tone, as Naruto chuckled. Tell me, princess, what does it say about you for you to think so highly of yourself? And you think even higher of me? So what does that say about you? Diana said, with a naughty smirk, as Naruto was caught completely off guard by that response. Okay, I yield. You win, he said, raising his hands. Maybe the next time you yield to me, I'll tie you up with my lasso and make you my slave, she said with a naughty smirk once again. Images of him and Diana doing role play start to filter into Naruto's mind. Woman, you'll be the death of me, said Naruto as he shook it off, those images vanishing from his mind. You lovebirds better do whatever you want to do, because when my ship is fixed you're going back in the cage, Lobo said. It will be a lot faster if we all work together to fix your ship, said Naruto. Yeah, no. The main man think that you should go to your cages, right now, as he pulled out his universal cannon blaster and pointed towards Diana. Unless you want me to kill her, like I almost did your cheesy Kryptonian girlfriend. Lobo was cut off from saying anything else. The place became immensely cold. It almost seemed like the planet they were on was about to be ripped apart. Lobo, I'll give you one warning before I rip your soul out of your body. Literally, said Naruto. His tone was dark. Did he just say literally? Oh hell no, Lobo thought, knowing that he should not doubt the power of a literal god sage. And he did not think that he could regenerate a removed soul. Fine, whatever. Do what you want. But you better not think to escape, or the main man will come after you, he said. Got it? Yeah, said Naruto, as the place returned back to normal. Diana turned towards him. Even if we fix the ship, how are we gonna breach the barrier the Guardians have put up? Our own sector, 666. You leave that one to me. I have a number of methods I can use for us to breach the barrier. It should not be an issue, said Naruto. Okay, but what about the horrors waiting for us on the other side, said Diana. Yes, about that. I think it is time that we remove that power suppression seal of yours. We do not know what Barta and Mr. Miracle want from me, and we do not know what horrors lie behind the barrier. We are all probably gonna need all the power we can get on our side, said Naruto. I thought you said it was too dangerous to release my power. It was, while we were inside the ship, but now we're on an uninhabitable planet. It is a perfect time to experiment and train, said Naruto. Of course, destroying the ship was not the only reason why Naruto had denied to remove Diana's seal just yet. The other reason is she was a member of Justice League, who was technically his enemy, seeing that they tried to attack him and mind rape him. And they were actively spying on him and investigating him. It therefore did not make sense for him to help her to get stronger, when she can turn around and use that power against him. However, they were about to go into the Forgotten Zone, a place that is said to possess an untold amount of horrors, so he needed for her to be as strong as possible. I've actually been meaning to spar with you. Me and my Amazon sister spar all the time. I cannot wait. This is exciting, Diana said, with a childlike happiness. As Naruto grabbed her hand and vanished with her, two clones were left behind as they transformed. One is Diana, the other one was him, of course. As Lobo would not be the wiser. Time skip. Lobo, what the frag? How the hell did you get out of the cage? I thought the main man had you shackled and captured. Really? You're asking that now? Not when we fought off against the Green Lantern Corps. I thought the crash of my ship caused my power dampeners and the force field generators to malfunction or something. That seemed like the logical answer, Lobo said. Well, that wasn't the case, as you can see. We are simply immune to your inferior technology, Diana said with a smirk, as she wanted to get one over the foul-mouthed bounty hunter for a long time now. Maybe Nathaniel ways were rubbing off on her as well. Celestial magic and divine cosmic energy. You might want to upgrade your equipment accordingly, Diana said when she saw the shocked look on his face. As Lobo's eyes widened in realization, you all were playing the main man the entire time. Pieces of trash, the both of you, Lobo said irritably. Most importantly, we need to take a detour. We sent some disturbing signatures on that planet that we passed by. Nathaniel said that it was Green Lantern NJ because it was similar to the ones that we fought back then. However, the others were sinister and disturbing to say at least. said Diana. Lobo was pissed off. He got his ship fixed up. He placed back his 2 prisoners inside their cell and they just broke out like it was nothing. And now they want him to make a goddamn detour? And why the hell should the main man care about this? Lobo asks. Sinestro made it clear that there was no one that is supposed to enter the barrier, that enter into the Forgotten Zone. And yet it seems there's a Green Lantern on this side. Are you not at least interested to find out why? There's a Green Lantern on this side of the universe. At the very least, wouldn't you want to find out about the horrors of this part of the universe contained? Naruto said to Lobo, nope, not interested at all. The main man is only interested in work that pays. And that work has nothing to do with horrors and green fairies, Lobo said stubbornly. I see. I guess that's why you're only the 4th best bounty hunter in the universe, Naruto said. What the frack did you say to me, you bastard? And what the frack does investigating some stupid horror show have to do with being a bounty hunter? Lobo asks. Even I know that information gathering is the most important attribute in being a bounty hunter. Knowing everything about everything is essential in being a bounty hunter. Take for instance, aside from Big Barta and Mr. Miracle, you have no client on this side of the universe. Which means no one from this side of the universe knows about you. It might boost your ranking if your name and reputation spread across the Forgotten Zone as well, Diana said, as she gave Lobo a hard look. Tch, frag you both. He cursed at them before turning his ship as he headed towards the area. 10 minutes later, Green Lantern Shagarav. You disgraceful piece of filth. Do you have any last word before you die? Zelius Zox asks in a menacing tone. He's literally a round ball of flesh, with 2 arms and legs sticking out of his giant head. He is wearing a custom-made Red Lantern uniform, with his ring on his right finger. Shagarev, the person he was speaking to, is a Green Lantern, who too was wearing his Green Lantern uniform. He's a brown humanoid creature with 2 antennas on top of his head, a elongated mouth with 2 nostrils on top of his nose. He's badly injured with 2nd and 3rd degree burns all over his body. He has a broken left arm and he's lying on his back. He was unable to move due to his injuries. Who will get the honor to finish him off, Zelius? Please say that it's I who will get the honor to finish him off. Vian asks excitedly. Vian is also a humanoid creature. He had purple skin. He has a long big head. He had 1 round eye like a cyclops. He seemed to have similar features to an ape, the way he's hunched over a bit. No, Vian, Lord Atrocitus wants to give Razor a chance to prove himself to the cause. Therefore, Razor will give us this honor of killing this Green Lantern, Zelius said as he looked over towards his left. I am obviously down for the cause, but I do not see the point in killing this Green Lantern when all it will do is his ring will simply find another host, Razor said. Razor was the most humanoid out of all of them. He had the human build, however his skin was white. Not pale, completely white. But he had multiple markings all over his body, black markings that made him look like he had seals all over him. His eyes were red, his sclera was black, and he had dark black hair, a total contrast to his white skin. He was also wearing the modified uniform of the Red Lantern, but his was modified to cover his head, leaving his face the only thing the world could see. And we will just hunt down the new Green Lantern and revel in destroying him as well, Zelius said. This is pointless, it solves nothing, Razor said, with anger. Oh, I see now. You don't have the balls for this, do you? Fine, I'll just have to tell Lord Atrocitus that Razor is not committed to the cause. I wonder how he will kill you. Quick and fast, or slow and painful. I hope it's the latter, Zelius said. I do very much have the testicles for this task, thank you, said Razor. As he powered up his ring, he extended his arm towards Green Lantern Shagarev. Don't worry, kid. I won't hold a grudge against you. I understand that you're in a very difficult position. Do what you have to. Shagarev cried as Zelius blasted him right in the chest with his energy. Shush, you imbecile. We do not need your pity or forgiveness. for that matter. Razor, kill him now! Mercilessly, Zelia said. As you wish, Razor said. As he fired a huge blast, dust and smoke filled the area. The others looked surprised as they did not think he had the stones to go through with it. They were happy though that their latest recruits and understudy had proved himself to be a worthy Red Lantern. Well done, Razor. You finally proved that everyone was wrong to doubt you. You are finally a member of the Red Lantern Corps, Zelia said with pride. Everyone doubted me, even Blaze, Razor asked in a hurt tone. Oh Razor, you poor naive fool. Blaze was the most disgusted of you. She only pretended to have romantic feeling for you, so that she can gain your trust and confidence, so she can properly assess you, Zelia said with a sinister smirk. Razor's eyes saddened as disappointment settled into his soul. Cheer up, Rookie. Now that you have proven your mettle, perhaps Blazer, feelings for you will change. Maybe. Big maybe. I mean not that big, but still, maybe. Vian spoke up. Oh, shut the hell up, Vian. It doesn't matter what that annoying whore thinks. Razor has much more things to worry about, like the celebration of his first Green Lantern kill, Zelia said. I'm afraid those celebrations will have to wait for a while. Sorry, Razor, but you're gonna have to find something else to pop your cherry, because this guy's under our protection. They snapped their gaze up. Floating above them was Kitsune Wonder Woman and Lobo on a space board. The confusing thing though, Shagarath was floating right next to the alien in the mass. As his wounds were healing, golden chains came from the demonic mass one and wrapped around Shagarath. They seemed to be what were healing him. Shagarath? What? How? Zelia said in anger rage, as it all surfaced through his eyes, and there was confusion as well. You, who are you? What are you? Razor asked as his eyes narrowed towards the masked individual, Nathaniel Wilson, otherwise known as the Kitsune Sage God, or the Kitsune Toad Sage, the best bounty hunter in the universe. And these are my friends. The goddess of Themyscira, Diana, also Wonder Woman, and Lobo the bounty hunter, best known as the main man, and currently the fourth greatest bounty hunter in the universe. The frag I am, said Lobo. The main man is no one's friend, and he ain't no fourth best. I'm number one, Lobo the best. The number one bounty hunter in the universe, Lobo said. As you can see, he's pretty delusional, but his delusional has no base on his powers and skills. He, along with Diana and I, will absolutely annihilate you three if you do not leave this planet now, said Naruto. As he deactivated his chakra chains, he had already healed the Green Lantern injuries. Thank you for saving my life and healing my injuries. But why? Why did you save me? The Green Lantern said in gratitude and suspicion. Nathaniel already told you who we are, but as for saving you, we were just passing by and sensed a Green Lantern in danger. We are not that big a fan of Green Lanterns after an incident in the meeting of us with the honor guards. But we were curious to see why Green Lantern was in the Forgotten Zone. So we came to investigate and saw you about to get killed. So we saved you, said Diana. I see. Thank you for coming then, and for saving my life. As for the Green Lanterns in the Forgotten Zone, there are but a few of us. No more than 5 or 6 actually. It just happened that there was some Green Lanterns on this side of the universe when the Guardians put up the barrier. They did not have time to evacuate everyone, I guess. He explained to them. And these Red Lanterns, what are they exactly? I can't recall sensing so much hate and rage in my life. Is it safe to say that you're powered by rage? Naruto asks. That is exactly what powers them. It is will for us, rage for them, and love for the Star Sapphires. The what? Lobo said. They are Lantern warriors powered by love. And they're all female. They mostly keep to themselves. They hate the world because they believe people has abandoned love in favor of other less pure emotions. They believe it's the reason why the world is so rotten, and the reason the Manhunters lost it. and start to slaughter everyone. Shara said, Manhunters, what are those? Bounty hunters? Asked Diana. No, they aren't. Manhunters are the predecessors of Green Lanterns. Sentient machines created by the Guardians, the police, the universe, much like the Green Lanterns now. Apparently there was a great tragedy, where the Manhunters conclude that all life, organic life, was corrupted and should be eliminated. For there to be true peace and order, the Guardians decommissioned them and rebuilt, by creating the Green Lantern Corps. Naruto said, explaining for Lobo and Diana's sake. Is that the official story that was released in the Guardian space? The Green Lantern asked, perplexed. That is a story I read in the files my mother left for me. Otherwise, majority of the people living in Guardian space have no idea that the Manhunters ever existed, Naruto said. No wonder why no one has ever come to our aid. The Guardians censor all information regarding the Manhunters. The Manhunters were not decommissioned. Their program evolved far beyond simple decommission. They have been terrorized in the Forgotten Zone since that tragedy all those years ago. Most of the scarcely populated planets like Colony 12 that have survived to this day. The planets with the largest populations have been fighting the Manhunters off for hundreds of years now. But only a few remain now. Mostly a few has not fallen, and only the emergence of the Red Lantern Corps is the only reason why the Forgotten Zone has not been completely eradicated. Shagarev explained. Wait, are you saying that those 3 red monsters are the heroes in all of this? Diana asks. 3? There are currently 665 active Red Lanterns. Lord Atrocious has been patiently gathering his forces after all the fallen colonies. Rage is becoming quite the popular emotion in the Forgotten Zone. Rage against the Manhunters and hate for the Guardians. The Lantern explained. So Atrocious hate the Guardians and the Manhunters, of course, because the Manhunters destroys the entire sector, Sector 666, killing his wife and son in the process. He is the founder of the Red Lantern Corps and has vowed revenge on the Guardians, the Green Lantern said. So the so-called horrors of the Forgotten Zone are just a pack of robots and a few angry emo men and women. Lobo laughed. This has got to be the worst joke I ever heard in my life. The Red Lanterns fume in anger hearing that, proving Lobo's point. Kill them. Kill them all! Zelius ordered as he, Razor, and Vian charged forward. Their power had grown exponentially stronger due to the rage that they feel from being humiliated by Lobo. Wonder Woman, quick. Take care of them, said Naruto. Me? It was Lobo that made him angry. Maybe he deserved a little less in manners, Wonder Woman argued. They are angry to begin with. Lobo will kill them. They are the last line against the defense of the Manhunters. If we kill them, doesn't it mean that we're aiding the Manhunters, Naruto said. Then I'll only intercede when it looks like one of them will die, she said. Damn. She really does not like Lobo, does she? Naruto thought. Okay, fair enough, I just thought. This would have been the perfect chance to test your new powers and get some experience against real enemies. Diana's eyes widened suddenly as realization dawned on her. You know, you could have said that from the beginning, she said to him. Perhaps, but I thought you knew what I was thinking, said Naruto. While they were having their little talk, the 3 lanterns were giving Lobo an extremely hard time, as they were working well as a team. Despite them seeming to be emotionally unstable, they were thinking straight. Lobo energy blasters were proving worthless as the Red Lanterns dodged every one of his blasts. They did not have the will like the Green Lanterns to create whatever they want. However, they made up for that with their strength, speed, agility, spatial awareness, reaction time, and reflexes. Their battle instincts and ferocity in battle also gave them a great edge as well. As if that wasn't bad enough, Razor seemed to be some kind of scientific genius. He had summoned a large number of technical advances. He had summoned a large number of special red drones to help them. Lobo was overpowered and outmatched. In fact, he would have died 3 times already if he could not regenerate. Lobo is losing badly. 1-on-1 maybe he could have won. He's the main man after all. Yes, he would have won. But the three of them on him, especially these three in particular, he doesn't seem to stand a chance unless he pull a rabbit from a hat. I think this is where you intercede. Time to test your powers, Diana. Fine. Whatever you say, she said with a heavy sigh. She was clearly not a big fan of Lobo. Nevertheless, she was doing what was instructed by her mentor and love interest. Her eyes start to glow, a bluish white color. The skies darken as dark clouds start to form over the planet known as Colony 12. As she brought out her full power, Diana summoned a full power lightning storm. Lobo and the three Red Lanterns all stopped what they were doing as they glanced up towards the heavens. Angry warriors of the Forgotten Zone, cease this violence and let's resolve this peacefully, maturely and amicably. Or don't and suffer the consequences of my wrath. Diana said in a dual-like voice, like two different voices coming from the same person. It was like she wasn't even human. Well, of course she wasn't. She had fully ascended into her goddesshood. And she seemed to have inherited her father Lightning Affinity as well. As the three lanterns focused up, Zealous, what should we do? Vian said, unable to hide the concern. In his tone, there was also fear. Razor, you and your drones take care of Lobo. Vian and I will handle the witch. Zealous snapped. However, his words died right in his throat. As Diana slapped her hands together and manifested over 50 zigzag lightning bolts. They were massive. As they were generating so much power, the air started to spark with undescribable power. The three lanterns were taken aback. Even Zealous could not say anything, as Diana's eyes seemed to sparkle even more. Her power was overwhelming. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.